Guys, AIPAC is so scared I'm going to beat them next week. And they should be. My name is Abughazaleh. I'm a Palestinian-American journalist running for Congress in the 9th District of Illinois, and our election day is in just 1 week. Throughout our almost year of campaigning, lots of people have tried to write me off, from the establishment to Republicans to AIPAC. They've tried to paint me as some bimbo ditz that has no chance at winning. And now they realize we have the momentum, and they are panicking. Last week, AIPAC released its first attack ad against me. It was a really weird AI-generated mess that quoted my high school newspaper twice. It was widely mocked, first by me and then by everyone else. But they've just come out with a new one. And while I have to admit the production quality is a bit higher, it's still filled with the same BS. So let's watch it.
Abughazaleh, totally fake. Kat's campaign is being funded with tens of thousands of dollars from right-wing donors to Republicans and Donald Trump.
Okay, first off, I have to say, it's not very creative to use our own comic book aesthetic. Come up with your own shit, guys. I'm going to get to all the claims that this ad makes shortly, but I do want to note that this picture of me is from the debate that we had just 2 weeks ago with the other 2 viable candidates in my race. One of them is backed by AIPAC, and one of them met with AIPAC and submitted a position paper to them. I am pretty sure that me raising my hand there is from when the moderator asked us if we thought Netanyahu was a war criminal, and I was the only person willing to raise my hand.
And Donald Trump. And she lied about no billionaire contributions. Evanston now exposed Kat for taking contributions from members of some of America's wealthiest families. Thousands from the billionaire family of a Saudi arms dealer.
I also want to stress before I get into the specifics in just a sec that these claims are wrong and they are dishonest. But I should also admit that I was not expecting the Saudi arms dealer angle. Why use a dog whistle when you can use a bullhorn?
Abughazaleh, another fake politician.
And then they end with a shot of me speaking at a press conference at the Broadview concentration camp where our neighbors are taken by ICE. This press conference was organized with several activists and myself, and we were demanding that an illegal fence that ICE erected be torn down. We were successful, by the way, but what a choice to use that footage here. Now let's talk about the actual claims that AIPAC makes. I've made a vow in our campaign that we don't take any money from corporate PACs, from Republican-funded PACs, or from billionaires. In fact, I made a promise 7 months ago in one of my videos describing the intricacies of campaign finance that if a billionaire donates, we will refund their money. And if by some chance we miss it and you see it on our reports, let us know and we will donate that sum to one of these food banks in our district. We were informed, I believe last week, that a billionaire had in fact donated to our campaign, and we have already allocated that money to the Niles Township Food Pantry. But we are the only truly grassroots campaign in this race. We have over 60,000 donors, and our average donation is just $32. So while I was surprised that a billionaire would donate to us at all, I'm glad that it was flagged, and it also makes sense how we could have missed it. But don't worry, that money has been donated as promised, and we will continue to do that if we miss another one. We also received an email from someone saying that we had people who had also donated to Republicans in the past. None of these were to Donald Trump, and some of them were more than a decade old. As I've talked about at length, I grew up conservative. I understand what it's like to transition from conservative to progressive. And I'm not going to hold that against someone, especially if they've evolved to support the Palestinian candidate who is under federal indictment for protesting ICE. So when AIPAC, or rather the Chicago Progressive Partnership, which is the name for this dark money PAC, quotes FEC.gov, they're just making shit up. I am funded by grassroots donors, the only person to be funded by majority small dollar donors. In fact, if you look at our reports, the itemized donations, which are the ones that are actually listed, the donations over $200, are often people donating multiple small dollar amounts over a quarter. $50 here, $20 there. People who are excited to be involved in this campaign and then go over the threshold. Compare that to my opponents, who are funded by majority large dollar donors. Also, it's a pretty bold move from AIPAC, which is funded by Republicans, to try out this attack. It shows that they know just how unpopular they really are. But to be real, I tell people all the time, don't listen to what I say, watch what I do. We are the only campaign in our race that uses our resources to help the community right now. We operate a mutual aid hub. We make sure that our events are accessible to everyone, no matter their income. We're the only campaign funded by majority small dollar donors. I was the first person to jump into this race and the only one with the gall to do it when the incumbent hadn't said whether or not she'd retire. I'm the only one with experience fighting and winning against the far right. I was the first person to physically confront ICE. Of the 3 viable candidates, I'm the only one that will call what is happening in Gaza what it is: a genocide. the only one who doesn't support anti-BDS legislation at the federal level. We are playing this campaign on hard mode specifically because we don't cater to the same rich donors that my opponents do. But on the bright side, it shows that AIPAC thinks we're going to win. And we are, but with your help. AIPAC is trying to drown us out with their ads, and we need an effective offense against them. So if you are able, be another one of our small dollar donors. Chip in at catforillinois.com. We can use our donations most effectively before March 13th. So the sooner you donate, the better. And while I ended my last video by offering AIPAC the opportunity to use our own attack ad against ourselves for free, I want to end this one by showing you our closing message. Our government has been taken over by right-wing extremists, and we can't act like it's business as usual. That's why I protest ICE. It's why I'm under federal indictment. And it's why I'm running for Congress. Because we don't need talkers in DC, we need fighters. And it doesn't matter how many times they knock me down. To protect my community, I'll get back up and fight with you. Every single time. I'm Kat Abughazaleh, and I approve this message. Thank you so much for watching, and see you on the campaign trail.